right, welcome in everyone to Nearing Nerdvana. As you can see, I am minus the girls tonight, but I have a pretty good fill-in, I think. We got Anthony from Bird City Comics showing up tonight to kind of help run the show. Ant, how you doing?
I found out today that I'm the CEO of Bird City Comics and you're not.
That is not what the
I
discussion
just wanted to
was
get that
at
in the
all.
books while we're alive. Sorry.
You are twisting things. Everybody knows that I am the CEO.
Yeah.
It's true. All right, before we get started, there were a few of you already waiting, so thank you guys for being patient. We have a fantastic show tonight. We have a couple guests that we'll be bringing on. Before we get to that, though, shout out to our sponsors over at Cover Price. Use code Nirvana14 if you want 1 month of their unlimited membership for only 99 cents. I mean, come on, Ant, that's a steal.
Oh, 99 cents, guys. And if you have not used this application, not only is it beautiful, it's super insightful, tons of information. Before we knew them, I already used it, which was kind of, a perfect thing when you go, oh, would you like to sponsor our show? What's your product? Oh, I already use it and pay you. So yeah, it works out.
Pay you. Exactly. It's perfect. And shout out to Bird City Comics, our sponsored retailers. Same deal. Use code Nirvana. It's in the chat if you want a discount on anything at the Bird City Comics store. So what are we talking about tonight, Ann? Who do we have backstage waiting patiently?
Well, we've got a friend of Bird City Comics. We actually share a mutual wall. We do have the CEO of Gold Key here with us tonight. We're going to pick their brain, talk about the whole reboot and the revitalization of Gold Key Comics. And then we've got a fantastic creator, guys. Make sure that you guys stick around. Make sure you share out the show. We got some news to drop, and we've got a very, very, very cool creator with an awesome style, guys. If you love nostalgia and you love cartoony stuff, hang around. He's going to talk about his new title.
Perfect. I don't even need to be here. You can just run this without me. All right, let's bring him on. We got Lance from Gold Key. What's up, Lance? And we got Jay Stevens.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome in. I'm so glad you guys were able to make it.
Thank you for having us.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've done a Nearing Nirvana show, so it's kind of cool to have our first one back be you two. And I know everybody in the chat, the majority of them are pretty familiar with Gold Key, I should say. Rudy, what's up? Good to see you.
So encouraging. Yeah,
I mean, Lance, you got to tell everybody, how did this whole thing come? How is Gold Key kind of making a comeback, so to speak? I don't want to say comeback, but
yeah, it's a crazy story if you haven't heard it. But long story short. And Anthony knows this, but essentially, so I started in the aftermarket doing comic book work under the Instagram handle Post-War Comics. So some of you guys might be familiar with that. And in fact, that's actually how I met, Anthony, I think the first time. But I had what I would call like my grail book, which was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 that I was selling. There's only like 3,000 of them in the world. And this guy put it on, sent me a DM and was like, hey, I don't have the money for it. We were selling for like 30 grand. And he's like, but I do own Gold Key. I'm a hacker for the government. I figured out that they've lapsed on their trademark. He starts telling me this wild story. I'm like, is this real? And it was like a message on Facebook. His name is Robert Willis. You can look him up.
It's like a scam. Like he wants your liver.
Yeah, I'm like, what's going on here? But my kind of entrepreneurial, opportunistic brain was like, Gold Key has cast a shadow over the industry forever. I mean, there's not a room of collectors that doesn't know Gold Key. Everybody on this chat owns a Gold Key book, I'm sure, at some point in time. Every comic book store has it. And so for me, I was like, if I own Gold Key, I'll have a foot in the door on the other end of the industry because I've been in the resale speculative market. And I know how much that affects the new market. I'm going, man, if I can get on both sides, I could control this thing on both ends, And I remember our first, in fact, I think it was the Bird City exclusive we did with you guys, hit on Key Collector. And I was like, yes, dude, I can't believe it. We've actually put out a book that got alerted on my phone, full circle, the buzz on my phone. I get a message from Key Collector, trending book, Boris Karloff, Gold Key Mysteries #1. So, anyways, I flew to Austin. I handed him the book. He handed me the trademark to Gold Key. We had lawyers involved. And next thing you knew, we were entertaining all sorts of amazing IP, things and properties that you guys are all aware of. And funny enough to bring up Jay, is early on, we've always been we don't want to throw a million things at the wall. We want to throw a few things at the wall and just do it well, rather than just doing something. We just want to do a couple things thoughtfully. And early on, like, we've all been super obsessed with Jay Stevens. I'm not trying to make you blush over there, brother, but we love Jay's work. If you've seen his more mastery in that fingertip of his than like all of my body and everybody I know. I mean, it's incredible his artwork's made. We've low-key shocked him, and when he wrote back, not only actually he didn't just write back, he actually sent, and this would be a great lesson for people that are aspiring to get into comics. His submission to Gold Key was even thoughtful. It was really well laid out. He had these little synopses of each story and this great synopsis of the entirety of it. But then it was also like, oh my God, Jay Stevens writing us a submission right now. Like, we didn't even have the balls to write them online, let alone get it. So very, like, I mean, this book, I'm done. It comes out, I leave. I don't have to do anything else. I'm good to go. So.
Wow, Jay, that is some praise right there.
That's crazy. I didn't want to give you room to say no because I was so excited. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I was trying to do like nouveau retro kids comics 20 years ago, you know, when I was doing Jet Cat Clubhouse, and nobody was ready for it. Yeah. And it wasn't the right publisher at the time, and it wasn't working. And then you guys are rebirthing the brand and reached out to me, and I'm like, that's like, I couldn't believe that Gold Key was back, first of all. Right. Never thought I'd see the day. And then that you guys were reaching out, I'm like, this has to work. This is like perfect. This is a arranged marriage. You know, this has to happen.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's been insane. And then the other thing that was funny that happened is we got him to say yes. I couldn't draw the contract fast enough because I'm like, this guy's gonna blow up. And then if you guys notice Dwellings, I'm sure a lot of people watching or that end up watching will end up seeing it. But Dwellings just took off. I mean, multiple sold out books. And so we were the whole time we're like going, oh my God, man, we struck gold on this dude. Like we got him to say yes, he's in. So we've hooked you now, man. You're in, you know, sink or swim, man. So we gotta do it.
For life, you can't go anywhere. All right, so here's the Instagram, and I was telling Lance backstage, like, I'm shocked that more people aren't following, because it's like, I don't even know if they know that the gold_key_comics exists. So now you guys know there's no excuse. Make sure that you give them a follow so that you can kind of stay up to date with everything coming out.
There are fan groups of Gold Key bigger than our following count.
Everybody
would appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Followers.
Even like if you just search like hashtag Gold Key, there's, you know, hundreds of thousands of posts, but you know, people are just like waking up to it. And I see some of the chat in here and comments, Brian. Man, appreciate the encouragement there. Those that know, you know, and it's slowly getting out there, and we're super thankful for you guys to host us today. So
you know what's really cool about the whole thing with Gold Key, and it just it's so on brand for Lance. I asked to borrow tape from him, okay? I cannot make this story up. I said, I just needed some Scotch tape for the back of some of the boards.
I can go grab it.
There's a tape dispenser on my desk. You can use that. I said, okay, no problem. I go in there, and I'm talking, guys. This is like a eggshell white 1960s tape dispenser. You know, it's super jaggedy. There's no rounding to it at all. And I picked it up, and you can hear the sand in it. And I'm like, as I walk past the Zenith TV that's in next to his office. So I mean, not to this is
he was born in that era.
When Zenith TV has, I should just go grab the remote for it, man. It's amazing.
There you go. So
I'm gonna go get it. I don't care.
Okay. While he's gone, I'm gonna tell my Lance story. So the Gold Key and working with Lance has been fantastic, guys. We are in the same city. Jay, check this out. This is my first interaction with Lance. Okay. Calls me up, wants to buy a bunch of comics from me. I've got like a warehouse full, and he's like, I'm gonna come and dig around. I said, okay, cool. You expect a traditional comic book person to show up, but no. I've got a 6'3" redhead that walks into my house and goes, "Do you have comics with alligators on the cover?" Do you remember that?
That is so specific. Not crying gorillas, alligators.
That is specific.
I've got a gator collection. What can I say?
That's amazing.
And I remember thinking like, this is a dude and his brain works a specific way and I can mess with him. I can work with this person. And then, 5-6 years later, whatever it was, he's like, hey, you want to work in where I work? And it's been fantastic since. So I always thought the Gold Key thing was funny, how that kind of came to be. And you're kind of an old soul. And here you are with a old school comic brand. So it works for you.
Yeah. And we're like yin and yang because
What the heck?
right.
I told you.
It works too. Like the TV.
What the hell?
You just shut down Sputnik. Don't push that button.
Oh, he's
Well,
got
it's funny 'cause
do you have a
I'm all
Rolodex?
vintage, but Anthony, I'm actually. I'm just gonna tell him I made Anthony redesign his office today because he's got the tech. So if I was the one, it would have been AOL dial up on my end over here. So I'm actually in here with. I just hung up my some of our stuff, but yeah, it's yin and yang. I mean, he's doing all the new exclusives and putting out new books, and downstairs in the warehouse, it's just now I think 450 long boxes of just
Jeez.
all pre-91 kind of stuff. It's crazy. So
That's cool. So our work relationship works.
You guys are adorable.
it's a lot of fun.
Adorable. All right. Well, speaking of just like awesomeness. So guys, if you're just joining, we are talking with CEO of Gold Key Comics. We got Lance and we got Jay Stevens. So Jay, I was telling you before you came on that we kind of stalked you a little bit because the girls and I like to do our research before we have a creator on. So before I go to the next slide, I have some questions. Okay. First of all, we were trying to figure out what your first official comic was. So here's what I have. So back in 1994 to 1995, you did Atomic City Tales 1 through 3. Is that correct? Or was that not you?
That's me.
Boom.
That's
Okay,
Jay
number one.
Stevens. But that's not my earliest work.
No, your earliest work would be Sputnik, number 1.
Oh yeah, it might be. Now there was. So I have to check the years because. So that was
93.
No, there's an earlier one.
Damn it!
Yeah,
That's pretty damn good.
So Sputnik, and that's definitely the first Atomic City Tales story, that magazine. But that's the original Black Eye books that we kind of reunited for this crowdfunded Dwellings, the first version of Dwellings. But before that, there was a short-lived company called Tragedy Strikes Press, and I did a black and white. What was it? I think it was 5 issues. Did we make it to 6? 5 issues of a comic called Sin, S-I-N, and that predates that.
Damn. Okay, so Jay Stevens' official first ever comic is Sin. What was the publisher again?
Tragedy Strikes Press, which went under within 2 years, ironically.
I want to see if anybody has it on eBay. Oh yeah, here it is.
Yeah,
it has
it's got the Felix the Cat type character. His name's Nod.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get it now before.
No, don't get it now. Oh my God.
Now I'm gonna say something crazy too. We had that printed in I think London, Ontario at Preeny Print and Litho, and those comics are hand bandaged. We went in. There's a hole in the character's stomach, and we went into the printing press before we loaded the books and hand bandaged the hole. So it is the weirdest. Exclusive. Well, I mean, I think maybe Shannon Wheeler's like Too Much Coffee Man, where he shot it. Yeah. So that one, that yellow Sin, there should be a bandage on that, and it's.
But Brian Comics is saying that Reactor Girl number 1 was your first. It was before Sin.
Oh, was it? Or maybe it was. They were simultaneous, so there was an anthology with the same publisher at the same time. But Sin is my first creator-owned book written and drawn by me. Reactor Girl would be the first anthology I was a part of, but I don't remember which came first. Yeah. Simultaneous. So yeah, those are
I'm gonna buy both.
Yeah, those are the rarest.
I'll buy both. Damn, I thought I had it. Okay, so it wasn't Sputnik, but we were close.
So Jay, how many times has people dug deep on you like that?
No, that was really weird. That felt like This Is Your Life. That was
yeah. Right?
Nobody asked me those questions.
Land of Nod came out in 1996.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and of course, what's the one that you're most known for nowadays?
Of comic book series? Depends if you're talking my own work or licensed work, because I've done a few dabbles in mainstream too. But it's probably Jet Cat Clubhouse with Oni Press, probably where I left off. Yeah.
I almost had him, Ann. I almost had him.
But I mean, but I get a lot of people coming up at cons asking me to sign like Invisibles issues, where I was an inker briefly for a Grant Morrison run. So like I've done some weird stuff. I'm in the Bizarro Comics collection that DC did.
Oh, really?
I do a Batman story with Paul Pope. That one's rare.
Mm.
Oh man,
I think
great.
Brian knows you better than you, though. He said you also did some backup stories. So
Paul Pope's Batman work is wild.
Is it?
Yeah, and
wild.
I'm pretty sure again, my dates, my memory's a little fuzzy. This is a long time ago, but I think Paul and I's Batman story predates his solo Batman work. Might be it's getting close to his first Batman work officially.
That's awesome.
And we did a great trade-off. Like, yeah, we were old friends and we would jam a lot. So we did this trade-off where mainstream comics don't want you to be like a solo creator, so we would have to like write and draw. And so I wrote and laid out a Spirit story for him. So at that time, Kitchen Sink Press, I think, had the rights to Will Eisner's The Spirit. And they had a book out called Will Eisner's The Spirit, The New Adventures. It was like this super long title. And so Paul and I do a Spirit story in that, and then we traded positions for the Batman story in Bizarro, where he wrote a story that I drew.
And can I just say something, Laura, if you haven't checked out Paul Pope, Anthony, I mean, so Jay and Paul were doing cool stuff in the 90s before people were doing, I would say, cool stuff in the 90s. And Paul has really both you guys have gone on to influence so many other works. And I think I'm just going to use the opportunity to plug it. Because of Jay, we were able to get the legend Paul Pope to do some work on the Figgy Furthermore upcoming Gold Key campaign. So again, huge full circle. And we were just talking about him, and then Jay was like, "Oh, I know him. I could probably just call him and do him because I think we were talking about Escapo or something like that."
Yeah, Escapo's so good.
And so really cool.
Well,
and you hung out with a lot of cats back in the day.
That was a perfect segue, Lance. You nailed that, because that's actually what I was going to bring up next.
Before you segue, I have to give a compliment to Jay. I'm on your wiki, Jay, and I aspire to be like you because there's a photo of you from 1994 here.
Don't show it.
I won't. But current you is super, super cool looking compared to 1994, Jay.
That's got to be that. I got punked, and I actually complained to Wikipedia. I was like, that's... So another old comics friend of mine, Mark Bell, I'm pretty sure it's him. He posted that really terrible photo on purpose just to make me, and it's just like, I don't even know what's going on. I look like a grandmother. We're in like a tea shop doing a signing. Like, I don't even know what's going on there. I have no memory of that, and it's I don't know. Oh well.
I've heard there's a funny video of Laura out there too, dressed up with like a Nerf gun or something that is on the internet.
So Jay, we used to
doesn't exist.
Hold on, we got backstory on Jay. I think it's only fair we get backstory on Laura. So when we first started this comic book company, Laura is obviously very well spoken and professional, and I tend to go off the rails. So we brought her in. I said, "Hey, I would love for you to host these shows." And Laura's also a perfectionist. So she used to do green screen skits of whoever she was interviewing. and we would order props, Jay, and do it. And then eventually she felt too silly doing it. But I saved this one and I have it locked in. She can never erase it. Like, it's backed up because it's really embarrassing. Would you like to see it?
No.
Yes.
I think we have to.
All right, here we go. Sorry, Laura.
Listen up. Tonight on Comic Book Women, we're talking war corns. This is how the marriage ends, Aunt, right here in front of Jay and Lance.
You were wearing a unicorn onesie, bro.
I dedicate myself to what I'm doing here, okay? That's why we did so much research into Jay. I thought we had that. Damn. Okay, but now we know. So, guys, if you're tuning in, you heard it here first. First publish is Sin, we think, roughly around the same time as Reactor
Sin
Girl.
or Reactor Girl, yeah. Those are the first two projects. And Laura, by the way, like I trust your research. So if that's as far as you could go, we are breaking this news. Retroactive news, because like if that information doesn't exist anymore online, this is where they're going to find that out.
And everybody's going to want your first work. I think that's a cool thing to collect, is if you're the creators first. Oh my God. Okay, so anyway, Jay, I want you to tell me about this. Figgy Furthermore. So this is the project that's going to be launching on Kickstarter. When, Lance?
February 13th. February 13th at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, unless my arm can be twisted to do it earlier. A lot of people are wanting me to start it even earlier than that. So, but we'll be real loud about it. It's February 13th. As of right now, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
All right, Jay, tell us about it.
So yeah, so this opportunity when it came up, and this was crazy. Like Lance was saying, when they reached out and they're like, "We would love for you to do something. We think your style would fit that one thing that Gold Key used to do really well." They had the license back in the day for the Walt Disney stuff, the Warner Brothers stuff, like the Bugs Bunny stuff, and then especially my personal favorite, the Hanna-Barbera stuff. And I think you can see kind of that influence in this work. And so they're like, "Would you want to pitch something?" And honestly, like a Thunderbolt, I came up with this stuff like so quick because I love this material, and no one there isn't a lot of opportunity to publish stuff like this. So I came up with this idea that's kind of the classic Hanna-Barbera funny animal stuff, the cutesy sort of Huckleberry Hound, but meeting more like Pixie and Dixie, cuter characters.
Yeah.
With my penchant for creepier stuff. So he's a ghost. There's a Casper vibe to Figgy.
I was going to say it feels very Casper-esque.
He is a spirit guide dog, so he's a good boy and an older boy, and he has passed away of natural causes. But his boy, Housie, is such a troublemaker. Still gets into so many shenanigans, dangerous shenanigans, that Figgy has stuck around to keep an eye on him.
Yeah, and these I've been privy to get to watch it unfold panel by panel as he uploads it. And I'm not kidding, like there is funny stuff in these books. They're great little stories. There's like a soul to the book too. It's thoughtful in the advertisements that are laid out in there. The whole thing just screams masterclass, man. I love it so much. There's these two characters, Wax and Wayne, that crack me up because they're like these. Am I allowed to talk about this, Jay?
Absolutely.
They're these like alien, these little, I don't know, little aliens or something.
They're outer sprites.
Outer sprites that get sent to Earth to like capture a human baby to bring back to their planet's zoo because their humanoids are getting too old and dying off. And these things are dumber than rocks, man, but they're so funny how they try to get these people. It's so good.
Is that one of them in that page right there on the upper left-hand corner of right side of the screen, that little like peach looking dude? Is that one of them?
No,
that's the fake ad in the first story. I don't want to spoil too much about how
Don't tell me.
No, Wax and Wayne, no, they're little green. I don't have anything nearby to show you, but
I think they're on something we're going to show soonish, right? Are they on that cover?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then so we'll get to them.
We'll get to
in
that.
Mind. So that's part of the charm too, is that pitching this book, I was like, those Hanna-Barbera books that I loved from back in the day that Gold Key put out, you'd have this like feature star, like say it was a Yogi Bear comic or Frankenstein Jr., and then you'd have like shorter side stories of other characters. So I was like, yeah, let's have other characters appear. So Wax and Wayne is one. And then the other fun one I came up with is Kitschy and the Witchcraft. So she's a craft obsessed kid whose grandmother has a magic basket that she gets into and makes crafts out of, and they come to life. And so each issue ends with a Kitschy story, and then the final page is actually the craft where the kids can make the craft that's featured in the story.
Okay, that's kind of brilliant. Yeah. I love it. I love that so much. It's
awesome. So you guys got to buy 2 of each so that you can cut one up.
Yeah.
Slab your other one.
I'm with that.
Super cool. Yeah, super cool.
Real quick, friend of the show, friend of the podcast, fellow artist and creator Trish Forstner is here. She's digging everything we're doing.
Hey.
Dogs, guy. Stray
Yeah.
dogs.
Right on.
Yep, and she's got some upcoming work, which we're gonna have some fun with at some point. But yeah, this is fantastic. I got the Casper vibe as soon as I saw the cover. I love the retro vibe anyway. I thought it was like a Fairy Odd Parents meets Casper meets dark humor twist.
For sure. Yeah, I mean it's an all ages comic, but I mean that in the true sense of the term, where it's like it's not a kiddie comic, it's fun and it's crazy. I feel like too many comics on the shelves these days that are marketed to kids are a little overthought. Maybe there's and so this is Wild Abandon. This is stuff that maybe some teachers won't love, but every kid will.
The good stuff.
The good stuff.
Definitely.
There you go.
All right. Guys, if you were just joining, we have Jay Stevens here with us tonight, the creator of Figgy Furthermore and CEO of Gold Key Comics. We got Lance. And what would you call below CEO, Lance? What would that be?
The
Manager? What would be below a CEO?
Oh, I don't know. Vice, maybe?
And Vice President Anthony from Bird City Comics is here with us tonight.
Yeah.
So
we have CEO from Bird City Comics, and we have my executive assistant, Miss Bird City is here.
The chain of command going on. I was going to say, I thought it was an EIEIO.
Okay, that's my
Save it for issue 4, brother.
Yeah.
That's great.
All right. Any questions before I move on?
Well, I was going to say this is a Kickstarter, guys. So make sure that this is what I need you to do. After the show or right now, if you got dually screens, you bring open Kickstarter. Okay. You go over to the little search bar. I'm going to walk you through this. I'm going to hold your hand through this.
You're going to walk them through it.
Figgy. Look at that. It's our guy right here.
Pops right up.
Look it. And then, of course, I want you to click this notify me when it's ready to launch. Laura, it's making you sign in for some reason, so we'll go back and make sure we do that. But right here, it's got 600 current followers. And I believe the Gold Key did another Boris Karloff Kickstarter campaign, and that was super successful, and people just went nuts for everything that came with. So, guys, these are good quality campaigns. You're going to get some really cool stuff, which I think Lance is going to show us some things.
Yeah, I will. And I would just say too, and thank you for sharing. I think we'll put a link in the chat or something like that. We'll get it all linked up, but we just love it. Yeah. If you guys followed and shared, and if the whole community kind of just got involved in this, that would be a big, big win. And we'd super appreciate it. So just for this crew, I don't know how you want to do it. Anthony said that maybe there'd be a giveaway. So I just brought something. I figured that buck was on me.
Let's go.
I don't know how to do it on this sort of thing, but I've got a number 1 of Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle here. So that I'll let you guys decide how to give that out. Maybe you got to go follow the campaign or something. I don't know. However you guys want to do it. You don't even have to follow it. Just one of your people can have it. But Anthony, it's on your desk. Put that in the hands of somebody. Share it. Take a photo. Do a post about it. Get people on the campaign. However you want to do it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Let's get whoever joins the campaign, will it give us a list that we can kind of work off of?
Well, I was going to say, Laura, I have a winner right now. His name's Carlos Cabana. It's showing in the chat.
You're not winning the book, Anthony. You're not winning the book.
That's my alter ego, Lance, just
Okay.
It is. But no, you don't get the book. That's amazing. Lance, that's incredible. Guys, you heard him. So just join. Trish is already ahead of us. Make sure you're being notified as soon as that goes live.
You want to know something funny, Laura? Because I read the giveaway part. And I was he's like, what should I do? Something really cool. And I'm like, just something easy, like a t-shirt. And that's what he came with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And man, we appreciate it. And if you share the campaign or tell other people about it, spread the love. It's a beautiful series. There's so many cool contributors. The list of creators that are attached to this is just amazing.
The variant covers are blowing my mind. And again, too, do follow, because I was going to say, even with 600, we have some really exciting add-ons and perks and stretch goals and stuff that if you're not in early, you might miss out on. So you really got to get in early.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at this.
I brought the wax pack. This is actually, believe it or not, this goes right next to my remote. But straight wax packs with aged, we've gone and bought old wax packs. We're putting in 1970s stick of gum in with the old cards. I'm just kidding about that part, but
Oh, I was like, that's gonna be really stale. It's like,
do not eat the gum.
Do not eat
yeah, don't eat the gum. But yeah, wax packs. We're getting thoughtful. We're getting fun with this. There's gonna be tons of add-ons, stretch goals, the whole nine. So the more you guys share, the more the community gets behind it, the more fun stuff we're gonna be able to do.
Yeah.
So there's other things, but I don't want to announce them all yet. So we got to keep some of them a secret. But yeah.
Okay.
can't say anything else yet, but there's one more little surprise before you guys go. Hold on. Number ones of Jay's first work, sending them to you guys. Hopefully it'll bring good vibes.
Ooh.
Oh man.
Wow.
Send one to me too, please.
Damn, Michael. Okay. We
Michael,
have an awesome chat. Near Nirvana has
just
great
happens to
people.
have them. That's right on.
I'll bring them to the office, Lance, and we'll do shared custody. Half the time in your office, half the time in mine. It'll be good.
It'll be my office. You guys can share custody with me.
You're currently sitting in my office. I think that's plenty.
I know it fits though. Hold on. Wait, did you do dwellings too?
That is correct. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I sometimes do all ages comics, and I sometimes do adult horror comics that look like all ages comics.
Gosh, that's such a good series. Such a good series.
Thank you.
Good eye, Trish. Way to go on that one. All right. So last but not least,
Yeah.
is this the first time we're showing this image? Is this the first time? Is this it?
Yeah.
This is it.
It's a big
This is the
reveal.
first time this has been seen. All right. We'll start at the top. Lance, what do we got?
Well, first off, we got Wax and Wayne, those little cuties right there, dude. Right there with the W on the bottom corner. So those are the guys I was talking about. But yeah, this is so we obviously we're great friends with Bird City. We've partnered with them in the past, and we're like, dude, let's do Bird City's first involvement like in a Kickstarter. And so we're like treating this like the Holy Grail. We're separating it from all the other rewards and saying this right here is the Bird City exclusive. It's going to be the only place you're going to be able to grab it is from the print run that we do off of that Kickstarter. So I love it. I think it's great, and I'm super pumped. Yeah, to have you guys on it.
Jay, seriously, I mean, come
It's
on. This is fantastic.
Just for you guys, you cannot get this through the Kickstarter. This is, it's just for Bird City. Yeah. It's and so yeah, those are the cute, and that's kitschy too in the beret. And Howsy Do It is the kid that needs the help of Figgy, and 1 and 2 are 2 of the 9 lives of the neighbor cat that haunt Figgy.
So
And,
wait, that just blew my mind. So that is the same cat. Those are just each of their individual lives.
that's correct.
Yep. There's all sorts of stories. You guys are gonna love it. I'm telling you, like I've enjoyed it. I'm 38 years old. I love the horror stuff. I love the dark stuff. But this has been such a refreshing read for me. To see him submit the work and just get to follow along with it.
That's what we need. We need more of that, I think.
Yeah. Something outside the box, this is just a lot of fun to look at. But so just so you guys are caught up, if you're just tuning in right now, this is a Bird City Comics exclusive. You're used to our typical, we send you out the information. You can go to the website and pre-order it. But this one you cannot. If you would like this Bird City Comics exclusive, you have to go and support the Kickstarter. That's where it will be on sale for you. Go and make sure you back that. Make sure you're following it. And that's going to be the only way to get this. Now, I do have a question. And we've gone up some followers. I just refreshed it since the show. So appreciate you guys that have gone over there and clicked the follow.
Yay.
We were
Thank you,
talking
guys.
about a cover, right? And then I guess you talked to Jay about it. And then you hit me up and you said, no, we're going to do a whole new cover and Jay's doing it.
Yep.
What did that conversation look like? Did he talk me up, Jay? And then you were just like, I'm going to do something crazy cool for him? Or
How'd that happen?
yeah.
No, Lance just said do it, and I said yes. No, I didn't.
Works.
No, he explained how special this would be, and yeah, absolutely for our friends, anything.
It's such an honor. Like I'm so incredibly just I don't even know how to describe it, Anne. This is so surreal that we are gonna have not only a Jay Stevens, but a Gold Key exclusive to our store. It's a feather in our cap, and I'm so incredibly grateful. So thank you to both of you for the opportunity and for allowing us to have the chance to be a part of this awesome world you're building, because I have a feeling this could keep going and going and going for who knows how many issues.
Oh man, there's so many fun things there. To answer Brian's question too, I'm seeing it. I don't have the exact number, and I think we're even considering adding 1 or 2 more from what we have. But it's going to be more than 10, less than 15, somewhere right in there on all the different reward tiers. But then there's extra things in the add-ons you guys will be able to get on the Kickstarter as well. And then if you guys didn't catch that, I wanted to reiterate something. Sometimes you bring in somebody like Bird City to kind of sponsor or take over an already cover. We stopped and said, no, let's just go create a whole new one just for Bird City. So this is going to be a ton of fun on it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's like, hey, we did something specific for you. We pivoted and it's brand new. And here it is. And I'm like, for me?
Yeah.
Oh, me? CEO Anthony?
Yeah, dude.
We're extremely honored. If you guys know anything about us that are still watching, Laura and I pride ourselves on the quality of a product. So this says a lot for us, and it says a lot for Lance and his team to consider us and kick us back something super cool. So there you go. I need tissue now. That was emotional.
I know you're getting all emotional on me. Come on, stay with me. Yeah, this is fantastic. What's the print run on this? Do we know?
Well, I think that's going to be up to the audience. Like, we're going to print this, to scale for the demand that we see on the Kickstarter. So this could end up being like crazy exclusive. But yeah, let's run it up to like at least 5,000 copies, right, guys?
Yeah, at least, right?
Trish has done quite a few books. This is sarcastic sentencing.
She did our 8 Billion Genies. If you guys are familiar with that, that was Trish. She did all of our Stray Dogs covers, our Dark Ride covers. Trish is a close friend of the channel as well. So cool. Yeah. All right, before we go, any last minute add-ons that you guys want to bring up? Jay, I want to start with you. Do you have an Instagram?
I do, yeah. And in fact, Instagram is the one place that I update the most frequently. So it is J, the letter J, Stevens, Stephens, comics. So
and pulling it up
at J Stevens Comics, and there's a little devil face. Yeah, there he is. Yep.
Aw.
That's the one. So there's there you go. It's all.
That's okay.
You went straight to the boat.
There we go.
There you go. So, there's some inked pages. There's a kitschy, sort of the trade dress for the 6 issues, and a peek. There you go. There was a peek at just the trade dress of your exclusive. There's some Wax and Wayne right there.
You guys should watch one of these videos, like a 5-second clip of him inking these things, though. It's amazing to watch.
Yeah, there's a couple on there.
Right there.
Where?
No, this guy.
Let me just do this way. We're gonna go bam.
There you go.
Yep, there you go.
Are you gonna have any of this this OA available at any point, or did Lance already claim it all?
No.
What do you want to say about that, Lance?
Yeah. Well, Jay and I just talked about this today. So there will be both penciled original art tier and inked original art tier. So both of those
for the Kickstarter?
On the Kickstarter, yep.
Wow. Are you kidding me, Anthony? I want to be on the Kickstarter and I want that tier.
Just plug in your own credit card. You buy whatever you want.
I will. It will have your name on it, but I'll plug it in.
Yeah, so super pumped
That's
for that.
Amazing.
Like I'm going to be buying some of it. You know what I mean?
Of course you are. I mean, how could you not? I want to buy some of it too. That's so cool.
And so, I mean, that's one of the other things about the retro feel of this is, I am still drawing this by hand, sort of like an old-fashioned inky.
It fits so perfect, Jay.
Yeah. So there is original art. Not a lot of folks are generating originals anymore, so they're getting harder and harder to find. But for Figgy, we got you covered.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I'm so excited about this title. That just made it even better. I didn't think it could get any better, and now it is. What kind of pen is that?
That is a Pentel color brush. So that's I started using it for inking on the road years ago, and I just love the synthetic nib. So yeah, this is some dwelling stuff before too. But yeah, it is just what I need for that brush line.
It's called dibs on this piece.
I know. I want that one. Okay, Lance, here we go. I've seen enough. Let's get this off the ground. Let's go. Let's
All right,
get this baby rocking.
Heck yeah.
Gotta wait till Tuesday, but
Yep.
We're almost there. It's not that far.
yeah,
Yeah.
so close, Lance.
So close. Guys, just make sure you're being notified because I'm guessing the tiers will sell out and I'm going to be waiting for them
That's
to
the
go
thing.
live.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Awesome.
Well, if I'm allowed to share any last minute things,
Please do.
Figgy shows up in a small but thoughtful way in issue 2 of Boris Karloff, which hits stores on Valentine's Day. So we were able to mold Figgy into the, sorry, I've got a little bit of a glare, into issue 2. So this hits stores on Wednesday, Boris Karloff Gold Key Mysteries #2. And then here's the retailer incentive, the golden foil edition. And there's a really fun like advertisement where Figgy is the ghost dog is sitting on Boris Karloff's lap. We could actually bring that up. I think we posted a photo of it
Yeah, you guys did for sure.
on our Instagram. But just to show you the kind of how thoughtful Jay's been on doing those things. So that comes out Wednesday, man. If you guys just run to the LCS, pick that up, make some noise about it, that'd be huge. And then we're going to be adding some of these. These are just like old vintage Gold Key books in with a lot of the campaigns too. So we're just going to be trying to put as much value on the campaign as we can as we go. So
It is.
some fun things like that. Yeah. No, not all hauntings or thrillers. So good.
Yeah.
Damn, Jay, you're just impressing me left and right. It's incredible what you do. That's so creative.
I can't believe I'm such a huge Karloff fan. Obviously, I just can't believe that that the estate, like that Sarah Karloff had to prove that. It blows my mind.
It literally had to go to Sarah Karloff, and you know what? You're the first person to draw him, and she didn't complain about it. So, you did good, man.
Right on.
That's awesome.
Very, very cool.
Did you see this, Laura? So this is what Lance's like office, like these things, like this computer screen or that TV is really what he's got around his office. And there's his other half is in here. She's doing her thing. Like there's so much cool stuff around Lance's warehouse, and vintage, we'll call it.
His license plate says old school
on his very new car.
Look at that. All right. Yeah, guys, I don't even know what to say. I think we kind of covered everything. If you are not sold on this, you're insane. February 13th, right, Lance?
February 13th at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is going live. I did it at 2 selfishly because I want to be drinking beers when it goes live. So I have some prior arrangements, but I want to be like celebrating with the guys and be off work. So 2 o'clock as of right now. We might decide to do it earlier, but we'll make tons of noise. You'll see it. Go follow the campaign. You'll get the notification. And man, it would just mean the world to us if you guys got on there and shared this and shared it with other people and told people about it and got behind encouraging this project. So if you believe in it, help us make it sing.
Oh, Anthony and I definitely will. We're going to put countdowns on our IGs. And you guys, IG is such a great way to effortlessly spread the word. So please do that. As you can see, this team deserves it. So your support means the world. Anything else, guys?
Oh, that's it.
Nothing but nervous jitters till Tuesday.
Right.
You got this. This is going to be it's going to be incredible. It already is. I'm so excited about it. Anthony, anything that you want to say before I let you go?
No, I think I'm good. I'm hungry.
We're gonna go feed Anthony. All right, guys, that is it for us tonight. Before we go, make sure you are following Cover Price and Bird City Comics. We will be back. What day is it? It's Friday. So Monday we have Cover Lovers. If you're not familiar with Near Nirvana, we have shows all week long. So make sure you sub the channel. Give Lance at Gold Key Comics and Jay Stevens both a follow, as well as Bird City Comics. And thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you next time.